Have you ever really stopped to think about how a simple vibration in the air somehow becomes your favorite song? Or how a few invisible molecules can instantly bring back a powerful memory? Well, today, we're diving into the incredible science behind our senses, from the amazing mechanics of hearing to the chemical magic of smell and taste. Let's get into it.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. Every single sound you've ever heard, every word, every note, it all started as a physical vibration moving through the air. So how in the world does our body translate that movement into the rich, emotional experience of sound? That's the incredible journey we're going to start with.
So, to really get this, we're going to follow a single sound wave. We're going to track its path from the outside world deep into the ear and see how it transforms from a physical ripple into a signal our brain actually understands.
When you look at the big picture, the ear is basically a three-part system. You've got the outer, middle, and inner ear, and each section has a super specific job to do, passing the sound along like a perfectly coordinated relay race.
And here's what those jobs are, in a nutshell. The outer ear, it's like a satellite dish. Its whole job is just to collect the sound. Then the middle ear takes that sound and turns it into a mechanical vibration. And finally, the inner ear. This is where things get really wild. It converts those vibrations into electrical signals that your brain can finally read.
Okay, let's start with what we can see. That part of your ear on the side of your head is called the auricle, or pinna. And its unique shape with all those folds and curves, that's not just for looks. It's perfectly designed to catch sound waves and funnel them down the ear canal.
So once a sound travels down that canal, it hits a dead end, the eardrum. And that separates the outer ear from the middle ear. This middle ear is basically a little air-filled chamber, and inside it are three of the most amazing little bones in your entire body.
They're called the auditory ossicles, and they have these great names based on what they look like. The malleus, which is the hammer, the incus, the anvil, and the stapes, the stirrup. They form this tiny little chain that works like a set of levers to amplify the vibrations from the eardrum.
And here's a fantastic bit of trivia for you. The stapes, that tiny little stirrup-shaped bone, is officially the smallest bone in the entire human body. It's just mind-boggling to think that this minuscule part plays such a gigantic role in our ability to hear anything at all.
Now those amplified vibrations get passed from the stapes to the inner ear, and they go directly to this amazing fluid-filled spiral structure that looks just like a tiny snail shell. This is the cochlea. And believe me, this is where the real magic happens. This is where the mechanical world becomes the neurological one.
All right, let's put that whole incredible chain of events together. First, the outer ear collects the sound. The vibrations travel to the eardrum, which get amplified by that tiny chain of bones. Now here's the crucial step. Those powerful vibrations create waves inside the fluid of the cochlea. These waves bend thousands of tiny microscopic hair cells, which triggers them to create an electrical nerve impulse. And that impulse, that's the message, sent straight to your brain to be decoded as music, a voice, or a warning.
Okay, so we've totally wrapped our heads around the physics of hearing. Now let's switch gears and jump into the world of chemistry to explore two of our most connected senses: smell, which is known as olfaction, and taste, or gustation.
Now, even though they work together all the time to create what we call flavor, smell and taste are actually detecting chemicals in two totally different ways. Your sense of smell is all about picking up on tiny airborne molecules floating around you. But taste, that works by detecting chemicals that are dissolved in the saliva right there in your mouth.
So the hero of our sense of smell is the olfactory nerve. These are really specialized nerve endings hiding way up at the roof of our nasal cavity. When you breathe in the smell of baking bread or freshly cut grass, those little molecules in the air hit these nerves, which then fire a signal directly to your brain.
And shifting over to taste, the main player is, of course, the tongue. Its surface is covered in all these tiny little bumps called papillae, and nestled inside those papillae are your taste buds, which are the chemical detectors that do all the heavy lifting of tasting.
Now, you've probably seen that old tongue map, the one that says you only taste sweet on the tip and sour on the sides. Well, you can pretty much toss that idea out the window. We can detect all tastes all over the tongue. But it is true that certain types of papilla are a bit more sensitive to specific tastes. The valate papilla, for example, are great at picking up bitterness, while fungiform papillae are key for sweet and salty things.
This brings us to the fundamental sensations our tongue is built to recognize.
Pretty much everything we think of as taste is some combination of these four core sensations: sweet, sour, bitter, and salt.
And here's something you've probably experienced without even thinking about it. For your taste buds to actually work, the chemical compounds in your food have to be dissolved first. That's why saliva is so important. When your mouth is dry, your sense of taste just doesn't work as well because those flavor molecules can't reach the receptors. So, we've taken this incredible tour from deep inside the ear to the chemical detectors in our nose and on our tongue. Each one of these senses is a masterpiece of biology. But the most amazing part is that they almost never work alone. They're all playing together, creating your own personal sensory symphony. Our senses literally build the reality that we experience. So what happens when they all combine forces? Well, just think about eating your favorite food. Your tongue is picking up the basic notes. Is it sweet? Is it salty? But it's your sense of smell detecting all those complex aromas that creates the rich experience we call flavor. That's the symphony. Taste gives you the foundation, but smell provides the beautiful, intricate melody, and it